She's practical, intelligent, and loves order. He's charismatic, adventurous, and thrives on unpredictability. A Virgo woman and a Gemini man, two minds ruled by Mercury, but living in completely different worlds. So, what happens when these opposites collide? Is it a cosmic love story or a recipe for disaster? Let's break it down. Personality traits. A Virgo woman is the definition of precision and practicality. She is highly analytical, always thinking 10 steps ahead, and values stability in all aspects of life, especially in relationships. With her perfectionist tendencies, she notices the smallest details, ensuring that everything around her is well organized and efficient. Loyalty is her strong suit. When she commits, she does so with her whole heart, expecting the same level of dedication in return. On the other hand, the Gemini man is a free spirit, always on the move and eager for new experiences. His intellectual nature makes him a great conversationalist. He thrives on stimulating discussions, constantly absorbing knowledge like a sponge. But with that sharp mind comes a restless energy. He craves excitement and variety, which can make him seem unpredictable or even flirtatious at times. Unlike Virgo, who finds comfort in routine, Gemini embraces change and spontaneity. This is where their key differences come into play. The Virgo woman's structured, methodical approach to life can sometimes feel restrictive to the Gemini man's adaptable and impulsive nature. She wants a clear plan, while he prefers to go with the flow. She seeks deep commitment, while he enjoys keeping things light and fun. This contrast can create both intrigue and frustration in their dynamic. Virgo may feel like she's always trying to keep Gemini grounded, while Gemini may struggle with Virgo's need for order and consistency. But can their differences actually complement each other? Let's find out. Love compatibility. One of the biggest strengths of a Virgo woman and Gemini man relationship is their intellectual connection. Since both signs are ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, they can engage in deep, thought-provoking conversations. Whether it's discussing philosophy, debating current events, or analyzing the latest book they've read, their mental connection keeps things exciting. Virgo's attention to detail and Gemini's curiosity create a dynamic where they can constantly learn from each other. Beyond conversation, Virgo provides the grounding and stability that Gemini often lacks. Gemini's mind is always bouncing between ideas, projects, and social interactions, making it hard for him to focus on one thing for long. Virgo, with her structured mindset, can help him stay organized and channel his energy productively. At the same time, Gemini brings a sense of adventure and playfulness into Virgo's life, encouraging her to step outside of her comfort zone. His lighthearted nature helps her loosen up, reminding her that life doesn't always have to be planned down to the last detail. But while their differences can be complementary, they can also lead to conflicts. One of the biggest challenges is Gemini's inconsistency versus Virgo's need for routine. Gemini thrives on change, often shifting gears quickly, while Virgo finds comfort in stability and predictability. This can frustrate Virgo, who may feel like she's constantly trying to keep up with Gemini's ever-changing nature. Another major hurdle is Virgo's critical nature versus Gemini's dislike for restrictions. Virgo has high standards, not just for herself, but for those she loves. She may unintentionally come across as judgmental or overly critical, trying to fix Gemini's scattered tendencies. However, Gemini resists feeling tied down and can become defensive if he feels like Virgo is nagging or trying to control him. This difference in approach can lead to misunderstandings, especially since Virgo communicates in a precise, direct way, while Gemini tends to be more playful and indirect. At their best, these two can balance each other out, but only if they learn to embrace their differences rather than trying to change one another. Up next, let's dive into their emotional and physical compatibility. When it comes to emotional connection, the Virgo woman and Gemini man operate on very different wavelengths. Virgo feels deeply but expresses her emotions in a controlled, practical manner, often expecting the same level of emotional depth and consistency from her partner. Meanwhile, Gemini is lighthearted and spontaneous, sometimes struggling to meet Virgo's emotional expectations. He tends to avoid heavy emotional discussions, preferring to keep things fun and engaging rather than diving into deep, serious matters. This can leave Virgo feeling like she's giving more emotionally than she's receiving, which may create frustration or a sense of disconnect over time. The key to making this emotional bond work is balance. Virgo will need to give Gemini space to process emotions in his own way, while Gemini must learn to offer Virgo the reassurance and consistency she craves. If they can find a middle ground, where Gemini brings lightness into Virgo's world without dismissing her feelings, and Virgo allows Gemini to express emotions in his own unique way, their connection can strengthen over time. On the physical side, there's a strong initial attraction between these two. Gemini's flirtatious and charming nature naturally draws Virgo in, and their shared intelligence fuels a mental chemistry that can translate into passion. However, their approach to intimacy differs. Virgo values deep, meaningful physical connections, seeing intimacy as a way to build trust and emotional security. Gemini, on the other hand, enjoys a more playful and experimental approach, sometimes focusing more on excitement than depth. This difference isn't necessarily a deal-breaker, but it does mean they'll need to communicate openly about their desires and expectations in the relationship. If Gemini can slow down and embrace the emotional side of intimacy, and Virgo can be open to a bit more spontaneity, their physical connection can evolve into something truly fulfilling for both partners. Up next, let's talk about how they can make this relationship work long-term. For this relationship to truly thrive, both the Virgo woman and Gemini man need to make adjustments and meet each other halfway. Virgo's natural tendency is to plan, organize, and seek stability, but being with a Gemini means embracing a little bit of chaos. Instead of seeing Gemini's unpredictability as a flaw, Virgo can learn to appreciate his spontaneity as a source of excitement and growth. Allowing some flexibility in her routine and letting go of the need to control every detail can help her enjoy the relationship rather than stress over it. Most importantly, she should be mindful of how she expresses her concerns. A softer approach rather than constant criticism will prevent Gemini from feeling suffocated. On the other hand, Gemini must understand that Virgo's need for structure isn't about control, it's about security. While he may naturally resist routines and commitments, showing consistency in his actions and words will help build trust with Virgo. Small gestures, like sticking to plans or following through on promises, will go a long way in making Virgo feel safe in the relationship. Additionally, Gemini needs to be more aware of Virgo's emotional depth. Flirtation and fun are great, but reassurance and stability are what truly make Virgo feel valued. At the core of this relationship's success is compromise. Virgo and Gemini need to find a balance between structure and spontaneity. Too much rigidity will make Gemini feel trapped, while too much unpredictability will make Virgo feel anxious. By respecting each other's differences and embracing what the other brings to the table, this pair can create a relationship that is both exciting and secure. So, can a Virgo woman and Gemini man make it work? Absolutely. But it takes understanding, patience, and a willingness to grow together. Up next, let's wrap things up with our final verdict. So, what's the final verdict on the Virgo woman and Gemini man love compatibility? While this pairing has its fair share of challenges, it also holds great potential if both partners are willing to put in the effort. With strong communication, a balance between structure and spontaneity, and mutual respect, they can create a dynamic relationship that keeps both partners engaged. If they embrace their differences rather than fight against them, this relationship can be a beautiful blend of intellect, adventure, and emotional growth. What do you think? Do Virgo and Gemini make a great match, or are they just too different? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more Zodiac love insights. See you in the next one.